Hey everybody, Divy Blake here with Peace, Love, and Light, your holistic wellness coach and plant-based vegan chef. And today we're going to talk about something that is probably near and dear to all of us, and that's diabetes. I'm sure we all know and love someone that is struggling with diabetes and dealing with that right now. And I want to just let you know that diabetes is 100% reversible. It's just a matter of doing the work. Now, one of the main things that's going to happen is to remove sugary products, candies, soda, pastries, baked goods, things of that nature, breads, starches, pretty much anything. You've really got to start over and relearn how to eat, for so to speak, right? And so really the main thing that you're going to be eating are vegetables. That's one of the main things that's got to be increased, the intake of vegetables. Even being mindful of the fruit that you're eating, because fruit has its natural sugars, and you can probably incorporate fruit back into the diet after a few months, but really to get the body acclimated to what it's supposed to be having. And it's almost like how your car needs a oil, it needs water, etc. The body needs the same thing. The body needs minerals, it needs nutrients, right? And what's happening is that we're eating a lot of foods that are that have no minerals. And so when you eat a nutrient-based diet, full of nutrients, full of minerals, your body is full because it's getting what it is that it needs. When you eat a lot of processed foods, if you notice, you're constantly hungry, and that's because your body is not nourished and not fueled. So what we're going to talk about are a few things. I have about 6 items here that are really good to help reverse diabetes, okay? So you want to incorporate these things into your diet. Again, remove the sugary items from the diet, and then you ought to begin to see a change in how you feel, the medicine that you're taking, you know, all of that. It's a matter of doing the work, though. And so it's not, oh, I'm going to do it one day and then the next day do something different. You've got to stay on task, stay on target. And again, that's what a health coach is for. Someone that's going to guide you and help you along in your journey. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with the first one. Okay, the first thing that you want to incorporate into your diabetes protocol is going to be a bitter melon. Now, a bitter melon is something that you can find at your in an Asian market. I've seen it a few times at the Whole Foods, but the Asian market is probably the best place where you can find it. That's a little bit more reasonable. Now, the name bitter melon hints it's bitter, right? So hence the name bitter melon. So it can be a bit challenging to cook with, but you've got to stick with it, and you've got to find a way to incorporate that into your diet. Now, I've included in this little write-up, I've included a few items in which you can cook bitter melon with. I did a bitter melon cauliflower curry, and then we have a bitter melon smoothie that I'm going to provide for you all to share or to use or whatever the case of it is. And then what you do is you make it your own. If it needs a little bit more flavor or this and that, add it. You know, create your own version of this. This is just kind of a guide. And what you do is when you're cooking, you've got to make it your own and create it something that you're going to like, to your taste buds, okay? Now, the reason why bitter melon is so important is because they have insulin-like phytochemicals in the bitter melon that helps to lower the blood sugar and increase the glucose uptake, okay? So it's mandatory that you eat probably 2 of them a day. Maybe 1 in your smoothie in the morning and then maybe 1 in the evening. It needs to be incorporated into the diet daily, okay? So number 1, bitter melon. And I'll give you some information as well so you can research what the bitter melon is and the importance of it. So, or you could just do that on your own. Just research bitter melon and diabetes, and you'll begin to see the effects of why it's important to add into your diet, okay? Bitter melon. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to incorporate good fats into our diet, right? So a good fat that we can incorporate into the diet would be coconut oil. Coconut oil is something that you can cook with, you can add it to your smoothies, etc. Right? So you want to begin to incorporate coconut oil into your daily regimen. And what it does is your insulin resistance is a problem with the lipid layer which is surrounding the cells, and glucose requires insulin to pass through those cell walls, okay? So, but when you have type 2 diabetes and it's present, even with insulin, it can't pass through those cell walls. So usually that means you're overeating starches and sugar, and that's usually to blame for your insulin resistance. So what you should do is you should begin to have 2 to 4 tablespoons of coconut daily. Okay, now that means again you can cook with it or you can add it into your smoothies. But you want to begin to use coconut oil as a good fat. You can also increase your good fats by adding avocado to your diet. That's also a really good way to get good fats into your diet, okay? Another thing that you can add, and this is kind of a sidebar, are your walnuts, hemp seeds, and one more, flax seeds. Those are good in omega-3s. You can add that to your walnuts to your salad. You can add the flax seeds to your smoothies. But these are things that you want to begin to incorporate into your day-to-day, your diet, okay? The next thing that you can do, so we've talked about bitter melon and we've talked about coconut oil, okay? So the third thing that you can begin to do to incorporate or to help with your diabetes is to drink cinnamon tea, okay? So you can boil 2 cinnamon sticks in some water for 30 minutes. Or you can add to some hot water cinnamon powder. And what it is and there's an herb or there's a chemical in the cinnamon that helps with stabilizes the insulin levels in the body, right? And it's a single herb that helps to prevent diabetes and obesity. So cinnamon sticks, or you can take cinnamon oil and you can have that after each meal. But cinnamon, okay, so that's going to be key, and that's something that you can incorporate in the morning, or if you do it in the afternoon, that's fine. But it's going to help with your stabilizing your insulin levels, okay? The fourth thing that you're going to do and going to add to your diet is Swiss chard leaves, okay? And Swiss chard is the richest source of plant-based minerals that there is out there, okay? But you only want to eat it raw. So I would suggest that you eat it in your salads, put it in your smoothies and things of that nature, okay? And I've actually included here Swiss chard salad and a dressing that you can make. So a lot of these items that we're talking about, I will give you a recipe in which you can begin to start using it now, but you are going to have to also do some research to find out some other recipes that, you know, that are best for you. Again, you are your own science project and your own experiment, so you've got to incorporate things that you like into it as well. You know, you may not have the same taste buds, right? So you have to make it your own. Okay, so now we have bitter melon, we have coconut oil, we have cinnamon, we have Swiss chard. The next is going to be cucumbers, okay? And cucumbers contain a phytochemical that improves the function of the insulin, right? So this will help balance your blood sugar and promote increased energy levels, right? So the phytochemicals are in the skin of the cucumber. So what you want to do is you want to get an organic cucumber, because the conventional cucumbers are full of pesticides, and then there's a lot of wax that they put, you know, when they put in those stickers and things on there. So if you get the organic cucumber, you'll be able to eat the skins, right? So you could chop that up, put that in your smoothie. You can add the cucumbers to your salad, but you want to incorporate 1 cucumber a day into your day-to-day diet, okay? So cucumbers, right? And then the last thing that you want to incorporate into your diet would be more beans. Black beans, red beans, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, and there's hundreds and hundreds of ways to do your beans, right? But beans are going to be the only carbohydrate that you're going to be able to eat. Your breads, your muffins, pancakes, waffles, all those things are going to have to go because they are not doing the body any good. Potatoes, those are carbohydrates. Sweet potatoes, carbohydrates. You want to remove all of those from the diet and really just go in with your beans. And like I said, there's hundreds of beans that you can eat, and you can make soups and spreads and all kind of things that you can make with your beans. Okay, so those are your 6 items that you are going to be able to incorporate into your diet that are going to help with reversing your diabetes. Now, the other thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have a belief system that you can heal yourself, and have a belief system that diabetes is reversible. And you've got to do all of your homework and research to find those things that you need to do. You've got to work out, whether that be you go for a walk, you jog, you walk up and down the stairs and instead of taking the elevator or the escalator or whatever the case of it is, you make it a point to do a 30-minute lap around the office, or not the office, but if you're at work, go outside, walk around for 20-30 minutes or whatever the case of it is on your lunch hour. But you've got to make the shift. Nothing's going to happen automatically. You've got to put in the work, okay? So diabetes is reversible. You can totally heal yourself from diabetes. It is something that you have to take control of, and you have to do the work. Okay? So I bid you all peace, love, and light. And if you need any assistance on your journey, please feel free to reach out to me, Denisha Blake, Denishi Blake, BLAKE @gmail.com, and we can see how we can be of service to you in your journey. Okay? Peace, love, and light, everybody.